Oh, hey there, partners. Welcome on back to the ranch. It's a ranch now. We just decided they're on a train. You're riding across the range on a train. Maybe they're going to Spain.
I think we're at a station.
Hold up. Where are we at? Oh shit, we're doing a show. Hey guys, we're doing a show. Welcome back to Poison Paradise. We hope we're about. Let's see what Kevin's got in store. I think there's gonna be aliens clapping them cheeks.
I don't like it.
I usually like to respond with some smart-ass comment, but I was not expecting aliens clapping them cheeks. So Marty wins that one. That is 1 point clear for Marty.
I got nothing.
I got nothing to respond. I can't top that, so I'm just going to leave it there. Oh, Marty, these wonderful people and I are on a train station platform in Denver, but these wonderful people is who I should talk about quickly first. But before the people, I have to do the other stuff. We are at the moment fundraising for several different things. One of them is the sick kids, and we are doing that through Extra Life. You can see down at the bottom, we are about halfway to our goal, thanks to several very wonderful people who donated large amounts of money, and that is incredibly cool. And on that topic, large amounts of money and incredibly cool people, ooh, what a segue. A lot of us here are going to try to get to, or are going to get to, Gen Con this summer, and we would like to sort of offset the cost of some of that because it's expensive. So in a sort of effort to cover food and accommodation, we are asking you, our wonderful fans, to donate directly to us, to our Gen Con fund, and you can find the link to that down below too. So that's the technical bits. We will get to who's doing what at the end of the show, but right now, before we start, let's get to the who. Staring down at his paperwork and stroking the chin beard of great wisdom, Baptiste, played for us tonight by Ryan. Over next to him with no beard at all, which is probably a good thing, Hannah playing Ellie. Oh, hang on. There are only two. We are in the minority. The entire bottom row is beardless tonight. Oh my goodness. Alice, played by Sarah. Jett, played by Sky, and Lucius, played by Lessamax, all with chins in the wind as we speak. And with that, I think, unless I forgot something, I think
I remembered.
Well, okay, neither one of us remembered it. We should probably just cut to the video thing. Not to tell you how to do your job. But now he's going to beat me while we're doing it. And now, let's go down a new rabbit hole where we find our Poison Paradise party, Hollywood bound.
I can read my own lips.
We're back, guys.
Okay, and we are back. I was admiring the wonderfulness of the intro. So with that, last time we were, as I said, standing on a train platform in Denver. To the northern portion of Denver, there was what can only be called a civil war going on. There are large ornithopters flying about, shooting each other with steam-powered cannons, and it appears to be all over stock, as in livestock. Also, during the course of last week, Baptiste and Lucius had a bath, a makeover, some new duds, got themselves all spiffied up.
Making about a bros night, man.
You did, and then it kind of maybe got spoiled a little bit at the end with Baptiste coming to the realization that Lucius is guilty of a horrible thing. Miss Alice and Baptiste did have an argument on a train, which caused a small migration on the train of those not quite directly involved in the argument. Baptiste also gathered some useful information in the
We
process.
didn't have an argument. Alice was wrong about something, and Baptiste
Yes, so
pointed it
as we can
out.
see, that it also was not resolved.
But that doesn't make sense because Baptiste then did the thing that Alice was saying he should have done in the first place. So
as we said, it's not really resolved yet either. Jett, Miss Alice, and Miss Ellie went to the police station, where Jett got, well, I was going to say a little perturbed, but that does not cover it. Jett got pissed off at the snotty little turd behind the counter and literally went through him to get to his boss, and then got some information about the whereabouts of some bad folks. They are heading in exactly the opposite direction of where you're heading, but at least now you know where they're going. A setup, a photo shoot was booked by Baptiste in an effort to sort of bring the party together in a positive thing. And this activity may or may not have been taken poorly by Miss Alice, who considers herself to be the best photographer.
I haven't had the chance to bring it up yet.
Oh, no, that's okay. Technically, that's right. You're right. That's going to have, so that's not resolved either.
basically nothing is resolved.
It
It's
isn't,
fine.
because on the, when you guys sort of started to come back together and this was all just about to come out in the open, you guys are waiting on the train station in Denver when you are surrounded by a bunch of Naruto running teenage boys, mostly. A couple of them are over 20, but for the most part, they are teenage and they are exclusively male. They all have the word Kyle written across their shoulders in big square letters. And one of them screamed at you, "We're going to see the aliens at Fort 51. And that pretty much is where we left off. So let's deal with all the personal stuff first before the Naruto runners show up again. Who wants to start?
So, Jett, you said that you found a bit of information on the, there was a man you were hunting down?
Well, there was a gang led by a man, the Suggins gang, and I kind of show him the wanted poster.
Is it a gang I've heard of?
Give me a history check.
Local?
No, that's the wrong game. Give me a...
Local?
Yeah, local knowledge. Yeah, that's better.
Local knowledge. I'm going to give you a local knowledge when I feel like it. I definitely know where it is on my sheet. I'm just taking my sweet time.
18. Yeah, you've heard of them. They are sort of mid-level.
Oh, yeah, they're sort of mid-level. They're
yeah, sort of half a dozen of them.
Sort of half a dozen of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the basics. You've at least heard of them. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, just heard of them, but did I have any hot tips before on my way to Paradise?
From where they're from and going recently, you would not have crossed paths with them since they sort of started right around where Jett was. So
okay.
They've been sort of on a path going to the northeast, and your path has been more south for the most part in your history. So.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Oh, yeah, the Stuggins gang. I've actually at least heard of them, though my path and theirs always seem to go opposite directions.
Yeah, they're seems like they're headed northeast towards New York, so I'm trying to make my way there at some point, although maybe not now.
And we're currently we're waiting. We're all just hanging out waiting for the train. We've got a little bit.
A bit.
Yeah. While Lucius and I were out, I thought it might be sort of nice. We'd all had a chance to relax a little bit, and well, somewhat selfishly, I wouldn't mind having a nicer picture of myself and Miss Alice to give you the day off from it. We could all be in it together. One of those silly little storefronts. I know it won't be as good as yours, but a group activity.
Won't be as free either.
You don't have to be in it if you want to be that way about it. And I start walking back towards the place. Fucking attitude.
So this is before we retconned and said we had this conversation before the Naruto runners came up.
They're running around. They're waiting for the train too.
I'll stop and watch the Naruto runners.
I just want to know.
Completely screw it up.
I just want to know because if you look on the map, Prescott and Fort 51 are so close to each other. Like it's 200 miles actually, but as far as things on the map go, so I want to know if I've heard anything. Is that a home knowledge roll?
Absolutely, yeah. Give me home county.
Oh,
It's a military. It's actually, even with the 4, it's a pseudo military area. It's not the North Army or the South Army. It's some local militia that's running it and has been for quite a while.
All right. I just wanted to know what I knew.
Yeah, the little town of Cedar City right nearby is the it's where all these people live.
Interesting. Well, I'm just gonna start, I guess, walking. I'll just shrug to the others and follow Baptiste because I'm more or less interested to see what he's got going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow too.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last, but yeah.
Yep. So you guys make it. Baptiste, are you taking them back to the photo booth once you realize they're following you?
Yeah, that's the only place that he's heading back to, just to see what that guy with no sense of imagination was able to come up with.
Yep. So you get back, and you walk in first, and he's got 3 or 4 of his background sort of piled in the corner that he's clearly gone through and decided not. And he looks at you and he says, "Bold, right? You said bold?
Something exciting."
Exciting, that's what it was. And he goes, "How about this?" And he steps away, and there's a field of wildflowers, just a profusion of color, which is great, except photography's in black and white at this point.
It is the most exciting thing I've seen in the last 7 minutes.
He gets that sort of like he's not quite sure whether he's supposed to take it as a compliment or not.
Alice says, "May I?"
And you give him how's the nice way to put it? There's been some anger stewing in Alice all day. Do you hit him with that?
Probably not intentionally, but it probably happens a little bit.
Okay, yeah. He stumbles back and yeah. You probably know best. You probably know best.
Does he have a blank one, just like a white one?
Oh yeah, he's got the gradiated, like dark gray to light gray, the traditional one that they used to use, so that your legs sort of blend into the dark, and then your body stands out against the gray at the top.
Alice says, "Give me 10 minutes," and she takes the thing into the other room, and she's gonna try to paint something.
Oh, okay.
Nothing
Yep.
particular, just something bold and kind of dynamic, like it sounded like Baptiste wanted.
It's like cactuses at sunset or something.
I was back MS Paint.
Yeah. Because I have a painting kit.
Yeah, you do.
So I'm gonna pull out my painting kit and I'm gonna try to paint something
That was
kind of
a professional skill of yours, was it?
arts.
Arts painter. Okay, that makes sense. Give me one of those.
Not gonna lie, I hope this goes really low.
You know what? We're gonna burn a white chip. That's fine. So that's roll one, roll another one, right?
Roll one of whatever it was. I can see a lot of white chips going down the road here.
There's no D10 in the macro. Okay, hold on.
Ooh, can we draw our chips, Marshall?
Oh yes, any of you that haven't yet, please do so.
So that's a 6.
Okay. You have grand vision when you start, and then you realize, because you are Miss Alice and it couldn't possibly be you, the equipment simply isn't up to the task that you had intended to. So you take it back to sort of this minimalist, sort of shaded thing that kind of looks like ruins or a building or something, just like a generic background, but it's got some pattern to it at least.
It has some depth.
Yeah, exactly. Like it looks like you painted it so it looks like a corner. So when the 5 of you are standing in front of it, it's going to look like you're standing in the corner of a room.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it back.
Yep.
Not my
Hang it up.
best. Not my best work, but.
Mm-hmm. And he starts fussing with his camera. Did you have a particular order you were thinking of? Usually we put the shorter folks in the front.
Don't know who that is.
I have no idea.
Who are you calling short?
You look at all of us together in our picture, Ellie's like a half a head shorter than everybody else. Ellie's so small.
Yeah.
Well, and
why
Alice
don't-
is
why-
cheating. She
why
wears
don't we-
heels.
Why don't we allow the man to arrange us however he sees fit? See what a professional of photography can do with all of this, and just rolls his eyes so hard to Miss Alice, like, this guy's an idiot, but this is fun.
Yeah.
Yep. So he puts Jett and Baptiste in the back, and then he tries to take Miss Alice and put her sort of just, you know how they do that overlap and it's too close.
Yeah.
But he's trying to do that with Miss Alice on Baptiste, but it's like trying to push two magnets together. Every time he puts her in, she just sort of slides back out of the shot again. So he moves her over to the other side on Jett, and where apparently their magnets work, and she stands where she's supposed to, I assume, with Jett.
Yeah.
Yep. Lucius, he puts you over by Baptiste, and then kind of looks around chagrined and embarrassed at Miss Ellie and just sort of gestures to the front. And he moves you back and forth a little bit until he sort of makes this composition set up. Let's just do a roll. He's not very good at this. Let's give him.
Oh,
Oh, if it's low, he'll burn a chip.
he better burn a blue one.
He's it's not bad. I mean, it's, you know, anybody who's got composition understands that. Well, to be honest, this is mostly for Miss Alice. So, to be honest, you should be where he tried to put you.
Yeah.
Over by Baptiste. It would make a better picture.
Yeah. Alice kind of sees him struggling, and kind of he takes the picture, and she knows in the back of her mind, she's like, oh, it's not. And she says, and just kind of, she moves everybody. She rearranges everybody in the way that they need to be. Yep. And like, she does the thing where she kind of like,
faces and light, and you're telling him to move his candles and everything else.
Yep, the hair. I'm like, okay, no, put this here, put this here.
We have missed the train.
And she's like, put this here, do this.
Yeah. You get it all set
and
up.
She tells him, she even tells him, she says, okay, you know, when you remove the lens cap, do it for this long, do it exactly like this.
Yep. And give us a roll. Basically, you're doing this. So give us a photography roll.
It's a 9. Hold on.
The chips are flying now.
Yeah. This is Alice's life, right? And she
Mhm.
can't.
You have burned more chips on photography than you have on saving yourself or anybody else's lives.
Yep.
I was gonna say I love the fact that all the things Alice burns her chips on are pride related.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, it's all vanity.
So
Yeah.
wonderful.
I'm gonna burn the blue chip I just got.
Even with her big steps forward that she's been making recently when it comes to her photography.
I'm gonna burn a blue chip. So
Oh,
that's just a
that's
reroll.
a straight reroll. Yeah. Oh no, that's a roll and add.
Oh, okay. So roll 1 of the.
Yeah, roll 1d12 and add it to 9. That's a 15. Yeah,
Yep.
this is it's not perfect.
Yeah.
But this is the picture because we've invented so many things in this game. This is
Yep.
the sepia tone picture. You know, the one.
Yeah.
That everybody puts in every kind of sad ass platinum looking pewter frame
Yeah.
when they're trying to make their place look like the Wild West.
Yep.
This is that picture.
Perfect.
So it's not perfect, but it is iconic.
Yep. And and Alice kind of the guy probably is like, oh, damn it, like this is much better. And she
Mhm.
just kind of
Can I make a copy?
of course.
Can I put it on the wall?
Of course. If my friends here are fine with it.
Well, here's a likeness release.
I'm hoping we're getting 5 copies.
Yeah, I'm sure that they can do multiple prints in like 20 minutes in
They can here,
1870.
Yeah, of
They
course.
can here. They can
They've
do it
streamlined
exactly
the
before the
process.
train arrives. Yes,
They've
Yeah.
streamlined the process.
they have, especially with your help.
Yeah,
Because
of
Miss
course.
Alice is so forceful, she can make chemicals react faster than they normally do.
Mhm.
That's
That's true. Listen here, you stupid bromine.
And so with that and a bit of fussing about, you each have a copy of a sepia-toned photograph of the 5 of you looking iconically like a book cover.
Fan art.
With the new Lucius look and the new Baptiste look. Hint, 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 hint. And you guys each waving a still damp copy in the wind to head back to the train station.
Oh, and just before we leave, I
Yeah.
go up to the photographer.
Yeah.
And I don't say anything. I just pull out the ghost steel plate and just go like
Which one?
since they were well,
Boobies one.
probably the eagle one. I don't Willie has that one. I don't have
Hey, we
it.
just talked about how easy it is to make copies.
Yeah, Willie just pops up from under the counter and goes, makes the
No.
sound effect. Yeah.
The eagle one with like the like the smoke of the mountain and the eagle banking off something. That one. That's the one.
Okay. Yeah, and he's blown away. He actually stops. He's in the process of trying to frame the one that you just took, but he has taken you at your word and then some. The copy he's made is like 2.5 feet across and 4 feet tall.
Jesus Christ.
It's like half life size, you guys, inside this picture, and he's got this. He's like mounting it inside this huge frame.
Hell.
my
Alice
hair
goes
look
up and signs it.
And
Like
he
a
looks at
yearbook
you.
photo.
Yeah, he nods and smiles at you. Would you put the date on it too?
Obliges.
Yeah.
And it's
And
written
he-
in the most beautiful script.
Oh yes,
That you've ever
as
seen.
as a Southern Belle would, like as though you'd practiced writing on the wall.
Yep. Or everywhere. I don't know.
And you said you were the last one out, so
I assume.
yeah. So I guess nobody else saw that. Out the door and back to the train station. where you find some of the Naruto runners have gotten warm. They've gotten hot in the sun, and they're sitting in the shade beside the station. There are still a couple running back and forth. And there's one that actually doesn't look quite as vacant as the other ones. And he's actually walking around with a piece of paper in his hand. And he sees you guys come back up, and he says, earlier, my buddies were telling you that we were going to Fort 51. You guys look like really dangerous. Could you help me?
With what?
And he holds out the piece of paper. It's like a hand-drawn missing poster. And it's got a picture of it's almost like stickmen, but there's like 7 of them on it. And across the bottom, it says missing, and one of the S's is backwards. And it's not good. But he looks at you and he says, my brother's in the army out there, and he was supposed to be home a week ago, and they haven't come, and nobody sent any messages, and they got a telegraph, and my mom wants me to go see if he's there, and I'm scared.
How old is this kid?
19 or 20. He's acting really sort of spoiled and like he's unexperienced.
7 like there's 7 people that are your brothers, or you got one of them, or what?
One of them's my brother. His name's Kyle. That's why we got the shirts made.
Well, that does make a lot more sense now.
Does it?
It explains some things.
It makes more sense. I didn't say it made sense.
Yeah, I kind of organized. My friends are kind of, like woohoo party guys, but I convinced them that if we did this, they'd meet aliens.
Most of the time, you don't really just go searching after soldiers that have not come back home yet. It's not really, that's a real good way to get yourself shot.
That's what I told Mom, but she said I had to go anyway. That's why I asked you guys. I don't want to get shot.
Well, listen, what's your name?
My name's Keith.
Listen, Keith, how about you do this? You just take all that money that you came here with and have a real fun week. And then go home and tell your mom you couldn't find your brother. And then when Kyle comes back fine, you'll have had a wonderful vacation, a break in the springtime. Let's call it a spring break and leave us alone.
I kind of like that because I don't have to go to Fort 51.
See, you're having a better day already, aren't you?
I am kind of, but I feel kind of guilty. Like, wouldn't I be lying to my mom?
Oh, yeah, but it'll go away.
I'm not sure.
I'm dumbfounded. I don't even know how to be the voice of reason right now.
That probably is the voice of reason. Go away, maniac, and take your maniac friends with you.
So what is y'all's plan anyway if you were going to go, provided that you don't do this reasonable plan? What would you be doing if you ended up at this fort? Are you just going to knock on the door and ask about your brother? Because that doesn't seem like the worst idea I've ever heard.
Yeah, but they wouldn't come with me for that. They said it would be boring. So I told them that if they ran like that, bullets couldn't hit them.
I assure you bullets can hit you. I've been hit.
Baptiste is just sort of slowly shrugging and puts a hand on his pistol and kind of gives Lucius the, I could look.
Just to prove a point.
And he looks at you, Jett. He's like, shh, I know.
Now I could show you how to run, how not to get hit with a bullet, but I don't know if it'd work for you. So,
you know what, Jett? I really think we should show them. It's something that they could take and be useful for the rest of their days. And I wink and just draw my pistol. I don't point it at Jett yet.
Yeah.
I'm so tempted because I don't know if this works.
Young men, come over this way. We want to educate you in a finer point of Ballistia evasion.
And now we missed the train.
Boys, we're
And
in a
yet-
train station. Behave.
We're outside, and it's
You're on the
1800s.
platform.
Yeah, this happens all the time. People shooting each other in the streets. What do you
There's
think?
Yeah,
kids around.
you yell this out, and they start running towards you, arms up behind them.
Oh my god!
I know I should
And
do
then
something,
Baptiste
but-
shoots them all.
Not them. All right, Jett, you want to show them your special run?
Real quick, I lean and I'm like, "Which gun are you using?"
Oh, not that one, not that one. We need
Okay,
to trade back, so it's just yours.
Oh, all right. So
The
Yeah,
back
for
of
practical
Lucius's
Jett.
mind. He's
Not
like,
the one that can actually kill me, right? You're using the trick gun? Yeah.
You will note the special technique he uses with his hands and the fingertips as he runs.
yep,
oh,
and dutifully, 15 of them go,
yep, that'll do it. That'll.
All right. Once he starts jogging, I'll shoot
Oh
him.
my. All right. Yeah, no, because I gotta know if this works. So yeah, I'll.
uh-huh.
do
just run
something,
away
but
with
I
my
have
fingers.
to see this train wreck.
And I'm thinking in my head as I move forward, like I'm moving forward, and there will be an object that I will be moving through.
Yep, you just sort of trying to go. Oh, see, this is an interesting challenge because you're trying to go incorporeal without passing through something specifically. First, I want to see how good this shot is, though. Baptiste, you can brace for this. You can make this impressive however you like.
Oh, twice I see.
So,
Have
first
it.
one, yeah, first one through the chest, second one through the head. Jett, give
Hey, Skylar, if I kill you, I'm so sorry.
I ready my medical kit.
You can't ready for an exploded head.
give me a sleight of hand.
That what this is?
Sure. Well, convince me otherwise. What else would it be?
Spirit, give me
Want to try spirit?
please.
Okay, that makes sense because you're not trying to time this, right? You're not trying
No,
to
I'm
time
just
a bullet.
like-
You're just trying to be blank for us until the gunshots are done, right?
And I didn't do a quick draw, so like
Nope.
I
You saw it. He
aimed.
could see the finger, and yeah, he's a gun. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, give me spirit.
Oh, no.
So you got these chips that you
Chips.
kind of got. So you might want to.
Let me ask you, if I burn a red chip during a skill event like this, do you still get one for
I still get her chip to use at some point later. Yes.
Okay, I'll just burn a white one.
Is that what this is? This is a skill event.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Or a lack of skill event, as the case may be.
I'll
You're gonna
burn
just
a
burn
white
one white chip. Okay, because remember you can burn white chips, but once you burn a colored chip, you can't burn any more colored chips after that. So one red or one blue. So, but a white you can redo.
So
You just
okay,
roll in
so
this
yeah, I'll
case,
burn one white.
Yeah, roll 1d6.
All right, and does it add to it or is it just the
Nope,
same?
the reds or the blues will add.
Oh. Crap. No.
but it just got worse. Well,
All right,
you
let's
still got chips.
this is a horrible idea. Why did I ever listen to that
Hey,
man?
if only someone said not to do this.
Well, you can't roll less. That gets added to it, right? Oh, but it's in
With
steps
the
of
a white
five.
chip is an instead, I believe.
Oh.
Blue or red is add. Let me just check though to make sure.
I don't even know. So does that mean if I roll a red now, it adds to the one?
One extra die per chip spent, just as if you had an extra point. So that's the white. Red is roll a bonus die and add it to your current highest. And blue is just like red, except you don't give me a chip. But you can use either one red or one blue. After that, you can only use whites.
All right, I will roll one red, and that again. Remind me, that adds to the one, or does it add to the five?
The current highest. The highest on
yeah.
the table is the 5.
So the 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do that then. Oh Lord, I was hoping this wasn't gonna be a roll. That's the only reason I agreed to this. Oh. Okay, so that's a 10.
All right.
A 10. Okay. And the lowest shot was a 10. You are absolutely convinced that you are not here, but there's really no way to tell. And you hear bang, and you feel your shirt move, and you go, "Oh shit!" And it's just a twitch reaction, so it goes through, no damage. And you watch the other one because you're kind of in Matrix mode, right in your eye, right, and out the back, and nothing. It goes right through you. It just feels warm on the way through. And you,
Now he sees that. Do we all see the back of his head come out?
no, weirdly enough, you see his shirt puff, which might be a little disturbing to Baptiste because that first shot looks like it hit. The second one just goes right through him, just like you were planning. Jett, you come back. 5 wind. Plus, give me a guts check.
All right.
I want to see how you react.
To see if you still have any, or if Baptiste shot him out.
Oof.
Baptiste shot him out.
You look down, and there is a hole through the vest. There is a hole through the shirt, and there is a tiny red dot right on your sternum, right above your heart. And your knees give out.
Ooh.
So Baptiste, you see, and then he drops to his knees.
Well, I run over,
I do too.
very
me too.
upset. Oh, come on now.
So-
No.
There's 15 boys standing behind you, and they all go,
You don't have to sell it this hard. He's just funning with you, boys. The hell? I give him a little, hey,
Yeah.
wake up.
yeah, it only takes a second before you touch it and you realize it was close, but it did not go in. This was not a case of Raven saving your life. Well,
So-
not directly.
I don't think we should do that again.
You cut that one pretty close there. You know, maybe you do your little ghosty Bamfy thing before it actually makes contact.
Maybe I should just
do it for 2 turns.
maybe I should keep something on me that I can drop and then walk into it when I know I'm about to get shot. Maybe that would help.
Well, the unfortunate part of getting shot is very rarely do you know you're about to in a situation like we just had.
That's
Uh,
fair.
As soon as I
Oh,
see that,
Also, I think all those children are shitting
Yep.
themselves.
Yeah.
because I'm kneeling next to him, and I'm assuming
Yep.
Baptiste is kneeling too.
Yeah,
I am going to slap Jett
yeah.
and then slap Baptiste and then walk away.
I laugh as Jett gets slapped, and then
I look at you, Baptiste, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
I really thought that was going to be worse, but I do
Also,
feel a little bad.
You know, if we ever want to leave this life of wandering around and doing good behind, I'm pretty sure Buffalo Bill would love to have the 2 of us in his show. We could make a very good living in Wyoming.
Miss Alice could film you. Yeah.
Like I've been watching all this, just kind of standing off to the side, just kind of watching, and I didn't say anything, or anything like that up until Ellie slapped Baptiste, and then when Ellie slapped Baptiste, Alice burst out in uproarious laughter, like uncontrollable, just schoolgirl giggling.
Which means it's Lucius that Keith approaches, because the rest of you are clearly nuts. He comes up to you, Lucius, with your stitched together hat. Oh no, you got everything brand new, so you are well put together, standing there next to the bunch of maniacs. And Keith comes up to you and says, yeah, that's kind of why we thought you guys could help. That's mental.
You have no idea.
Okay, guys, so from now on, we run like this. and he's now set up a training group. Like you can tell he's the smartest one in the group, and he's smarter than he's leading, like that he's playing to these idiots to get them to follow him. So yeah, he's now training them to run with their middle fingers extended headlong into gunfire in the understanding that they will not be shot.
That is a problem
he
that's
can go and
going to
rescue his
solve
brother.
itself.
Yeah, what a great
yeah.
lesson.
Yep. So
I just put like I'm still down there. I'm still down there talking
Oh,
about it. Tease, I
I'll
just
help
slap
you
him
out.
on the shoulder.
yeah.
Well, it's just like as we come up, my hands on your shoulder. I was like, "You just about killed me. You need to tell those boys that this was a trick because I do not want their blood on my hands."
Okay.
And they're
I
running
understand.
past you, woo, giving you the double finger everywhere they go.
Oh,
Oh, we're past the point of no return with those guys.
oh, I need to go throw up.
And you hear in the distance, whoop, whoop. Shortly, the train will be arriving.
Well, time to go.
They'll probably forget all about it by the time we get out there.
That was much better than my whoop, whoop. My train wanted to raise the roof. Whoop, whoop.
Alice starts to get nervous, and she kind of looks at Ellie, like trying not to let Ellie see that she's like looking at her.
Yeah, Ellie is like, she's not near the rest of the group. She
Just
once she slapped
Stormed
Baptiste,
off. Yeah.
stood up and walked away and is standing over fuming somewhere else.
Mhm.
Like nearby, but definitely not next to them.
Yeah. Visibly raging. Like
Oh yeah,
angry.
she is.
Yeah.
She
Everybody's
is very
leaving you alone.
unbelievably pissed.
Yeah. I mean, all four of you are heavily armed, clearly dangerous people who look kind of angry right now. So anybody but this bunch of idiots would be giving you lots of space.
Alice will walk over to Ellie and just stand next to her, and she'll kind of stand there for a minute and not say anything, and then just kind of men are so fucking stupid.
It's a wonder humankind has lasted so long with them running things.
It's a wonder, isn't it?
When you and Baptiste started acting differently, I thought, you know what? At least he's a decent guy, but I think you could do better.
Oh, I definitely could, and I definitely will. But first, have fun.
Well, what's life without fun, huh? Although,
Not the
some fun
shooting
is-
people kind of fun, just to see if Jett can phase through a bullet, but
Mhm.
fun is a necessary part of life.
Yeah, as long as you keep a brain in your head.
Well, you let me know how that works out with those two.
I'm not going to speak to those two for a while.
That sounds like a pleasant change.
Yeah, some nice silence. It'll be different.
Certainly. I'll leave you to it, and Alice, I just walk off back
And
towards the train.
As you turn around and walk back towards them, one of the idiots is up on a bench with his pocket knife out, trying to dig the bullet out of the wall that went through Jett's head. You walk by and he goes,
Ellie's just gonna look at him and she's just gonna say, "You see that man over there?" And she's gonna point at Jett.
"Uh-huh."
He's made, I'm not gonna say a deal with the devil, but something fairly similar. And so he's able to do things that you won't be able to. So if you try to do that, you will get shot and you will die, and so will all of your friends. So help me God, if you try to run into a bullet doing that, you will die if I don't kill you all first for being such idiots. Now go home.
As you're doing that, he's And he just skitters away like a cockroach when the lights get turned on.
Is this audible to us?
Oh, she.
I
yelled
think
it.
so. Yeah,
That was loud.
she told
not
him
quiet.
off. Yeah, yeah.
And are we standing on a platform?
Oh yes. Yep.
Is it possible for me to accidentally phase when I don't want to out of shame? just
Oh, you know that moment when you're really
Oh
ashamed?
man, don't set
you know
that
when
precedent. He'll use it on
when
you
you
later.
blush,
Oh, yeah.
you know when you blush so hard you wish you weren't there.
You blush so hard you phase out.
You actually, I mean, the thing is, you phase out, but it doesn't help because visibly you're still there. But yeah, you can feel yourself. You kind of, when nobody's looking, you kind of put your hip into the wall and yep. But it's exhausting as you do it because you are phased.
Oh, I thought I fell through the platform. Just like
Oh, we could do that if you want. I like that better, but I was, because you got controlled phase, right? I mean, you don't just automatically fall into the ground when you phase, right? So,
oh, I guess that's true. Yeah. I don't know. Well, that's the only physical thing because I'm not touching a wall. So I figured I just phased and then it's just like in my mind, I'm trying not to be there. So it's like, whoop, and then I'm
you do that thing where you actually, where you wish you could just sink
Melt
into the
into the
ground and
floor.
disappear. You actually start sinking into the ground.
and then it's just my neck. And I'm like, oh, hell.
Oh,
And that's 10 more wind and another 5 to get out. So
Oh, yeah. No.
that's 15. So you got to be like right at the edge of winded now.
Yeah, I've got just enough to get out. So I pull
So you
myself out.
Crawl out, and you're now sort of in that sort of knees and one hand down on the ground pose. People think you've been shot again.
Baptiste
I'm
just goes,
Everybody's looking around. There was no gunshot. Why is he down now?
I just get to work on Jett. It's like, okay, shall we?
Dude,
Just try
I
to
don't-
help him up.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Alice is trying to look nice for the train.
It's such a nice train.
She's like fixing her,
you know
fixing
how
her
you know how
dress.
judgy those trains are.
Those trains are, yes.
She's
Reach out with that
she's-
cow catcher and just sweep you away.
Yeah, she's adjusting all her
Last year's fashion.
petticoats and everything like that,
Mm-hmm.
and just
And buttoning and
Ignoring
unbuttoning
all of
sections and
this
panels as such.
that's happening.
hmm Got your mirror out and making sure your hair is right, and
Yep.
and your horses and gear and whatnot are sitting there ready to go. They would get loaded onto the train as soon as it gets here. Anything anybody else want to do
Oh
before?
yeah,
we
they
go?
transfer your horse and baggage
It's
over.
it's all
for
just
you.
as long as it's properly tagged. Yeah,
It's just yeah.
but they do.
It
ask,
sucks
they
when
do
you have to
suggest-
leave your horse on the runway.
Yes,
You put
yeah.
that little tag on it.
Yeah, and then sometimes they ask you to wrap a
Southwest.
brightly colored ribbon around your horse to make it stand out from the other horses when you go to horse pickup. Yeah,
I hate when your horse is overweight, so you have to pay extra.
Oh, it's the worst.
you can't fit it in the carry-on
Ugh,
container.
so
Yeah, your
annoying.
tiny horse.
When you got a plan
Yep.
for vacations so that it's underweight, so you don't have it overweight on the way back home.
Right. Yeah. And then
Just have it
it's
turn into a
like
suitcase when you get there and bring.
and then it's
stuff
like
back.
the horse has the saddle carry-on for themselves, right? So you
They-
gotta put
yes,
that in the
my carry-on
additional-
has carry-on.
But
okay.
is my horse the carry-on, or is that a personal item?
No,
Yeah.
the saddle is the horse's carry-on. So
I don't think the horse turns
This-
carry.
This is the high quality Wild West supernatural thing that everyone tunes in for every
Yep.
week.
This is the conversation that you guys are having while behind you, half of them are Naruto running and half of them are Fuckfinger running back and forth on the. That's what it's getting
That
called
means
now.
something different in the U.S.
I'm sure it does. It means something different here too. But yeah.
What U.S. do you live in?
the
Same one as-
USSR.
the same one as. I'm on the train. I get on the train.
Yes,
Is
yeah,
the
the train
train even
shows
here
up.
yet?
Yeah,
Have we
the
established
train
that it's
shows
here?
up, and you
Okay.
guys and all the Kyle search and rescue crew get on the train with you. They are still 100% committed to what they're going to do.
Even the one Ellie yelled at, he didn't leave.
He's not left. He's staying behind his friends. Like at all times, there's at least 3 of them between her and him.
He's just not running anymore.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, he's too afraid to go home by himself. This is a bunch of this is probably most of these kids' first time away from home ever, and they've decided that they're going to do that by invading a military base
Oh my god.
to go party with aliens.
Yeah, Alice is getting on the train.
So the train arrives and all your stuff gets put on it and all the idiots get aboard and they're all up in the cheap seats up at the front. You guys are like they heard you were coming. You have a carriage to yourselves of the private compartments that's automatically booked in your name.
They heard that if we get nice rooms, we'll help save the train if someone
That's
tries to
right.
rob it.
Yeah. You want these guys on your side. They do some weird stuff, but in the end, they save the train. So. And
Yep.
with that, you guys take off on a train ride across what starts in Colorado in a very nice rolling countryside. It's quite, there's trestles here and there, which may make you slightly nervous now as you're kind of 2 for 2 on trestles. But you make your way further and further, first east and then around the corner and back west again. Through small towns that aren't necessarily marked on the map. You're dropping off mail and baggage and picking some people up and other people, getting on and off. You make your way there's a big sign beside the track that says, "Welcome to Utah. We'll pray for you." And you continue on. And for the purposes of this, a whole day goes by. Because I can only jump you guys on a train so many times. Even though we're going past wonderful places like Mouth O' Hell and Skull Canyon, I resisted the urge. And for the purposes of this, a day later, you guys get to the switching station, make a brief southern turn, and find yourselves pulling into the station at Cedar City. The entire trip, the idiots have been running up and down the train. Enthusiasm completely unstopped. You had to tell them to shut up and stop last night by about 10:30 or 11 o'clock because they were still doing it. The only bright moment was when one of the really dumb ones was full speed sprinting down the train. The train went dunk when it hit something. His hip caught one of the sides of the seat and he did that spin crash thing, which would have been okay, but he did it into more seats. So over the top, down onto his buddies, 3 of them crash bang thud underneath the seats. You hear one voice say, "You guys okay?" You hear one, "Yep," and then it just bursts into laughter and everybody's laughing at the idiot.
That's rough, buddy. That's rough.
And he gets up and he's like, I'm fine. And you can see he is not fine. He is seriously wounded that hip. The only reason he's standing is because he's too ashamed to fall down. And he hobbles around for a couple minutes before finding a corner to sit down and go pale in.
Marshal, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
So you said that there were a couple of starts and stops along the way here.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't want to take the time to do a full day excursion or anything like that. But after a bit of a secondhand scolding from Ellie, let's say the middle of that first day on one of the stops, I'm guessing that the train station, there's probably a telegram office built into it.
Yep, absolutely.
So if we've got a 10-minute stop or something, if we've got a 10-minute layover, Baptiste is actually going to go and use the telegraph office.
Yep.
And so the name, we can look at a map. We can see that the stop. We can see this. We can see that the what is that called? Cedar City is the stop before Fort 51.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Baptiste is going to send a telegram to Sheriff's Office, Cedar City.
Okay.
Stop. Group of young upstarts forming a band known as the Kyles coming in on train. Stop. Please incarcerate and hold in jail cell for 1 week until pickup. Stop. Marshal, Sheriff Baptiste Saint Laurent, Kansas City territories.
Sure. And given the technology, you're not going to get a response back before you leave, but it's been sent off. Yeah.
So that
Absolutely.
in 2 days or whatever, when we get there.
Yeah, when you arrive. Yeah.
We went from Colorado. We went from Denver to the middle of Nevada in 2 days.
How far
That's a
is
fast
this?
train.
About 5.
a
Yeah,
good
you
train.
went apparently, according to me, you just went about 250 miles per day. I guess that's not bad. If your train
not
doesn't
bad.
stop, you went 500 miles in 2 days. That's only just over 10 miles an hour.
That's not bad.
Average.
That's 4 appeasement points because I dance in the morning and at night, so I'll just tuck those away.
Yeah. Yep. So yes, anybody recovers over time. I don't think anybody was wounded, so we don't have to worry about that. Wind recovers in minutes, not days.
Just my pride.
That don't ever come back.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm not sitting by either. If like Lucius or Alice talks to me or comes near me, I'm fine, but I'm not near or even looking at either Baptiste or Jett the entire train
He's
ride.
fuming in the corner. I didn't expect this party to
How
fall
long
apart.
you think she's going to be mad?
Is this just me and Baptiste talking?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because apparently no one else come near us.
You guys have been blacklisted here.
I rightly don't know, and quite honestly, I rightly feel a fool. I don't know why the hell we thought that was a good idea.
Well, perhaps it was a little reckless, but I mean, you have to admit it was pretty damn funny.
You are not the one, and I kind of like pull my shirt to the side.
Just a
It was a little
bruise.
red. It was eczema. Come on, that's healed by now.
Do you not understand the implication? I'm not worried about that. I'm saying I could have, and I have no evidence to prove that I can die, and I have a couple of evidences to think that I might not be able to die. But still, I can handle the
test that theory.
Well, to be fair, it was perhaps maybe not the wisest of decisions.
And you're old. You're old as hell. You're supposed to know that. Why didn't you tell me? And I just kind of like that kind of light like pop on the head. Like you should know about.
You hear the gun cock?
Yeah.
I'm still fast.
Yeah.
And that's well and all, but like I can deal with the other two being mad, but like that one's got the most reason out of all of them. And if she's mad at you, we did something wrong.
I know. I'd hopefully put something in place so that those idiots won't get themselves hurt. And perhaps it's just so much fun to have the actual energy to do all these kinds of stupid things again. I got a little caught up. And I'm sorry.
Oh. I don't think you have to apologize to me because I was just as bad.
I didn't shoot her, and he walks into it.
Oh, there is a part of Kevin that identifies with Baptiste at this moment. So strong, like 30 again? No, that's too much testosterone. No.
What I wouldn't give to be 7 years younger.
Whew. And with that, we arrive. Oh, yeah. Oh, a finger. The magic finger. Go.
Just a couple questions. So did 2 days go by while we were going there?
Yeah.
Could I have tinker?
You could have
or no?
tinked and tinked and tinked. Yeah.
All right.
You are. Oh, are you building the items?
Yes.
Okay. You may have between 2 days on the train. You got nothing else to do. I mean, assuming you stick to yourself, you can have 24 hours of tinking time.
Okay. I will take.
And we'll assume you got all the stuff you needed at Denver. So.
Yeah. Okay. 24.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
if there's,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, if there's time, like maybe during a break, I just come up to Alice and just
there's
come
time.
for a drink. Come for a drink. When was the last time we actually just
Flask
talked?
comes out. I don't
bring
have
a-
to go anywhere for a drink, thanks to Anastasia.
I bring out like one of the bottles of wine I bought. It's like it's not the best, but something.
And Alice
It's
goes to
train
have
temperature.
she goes to have a drink, and then she says, "Should you be? You've kind of been heavy on the alcohol lately."
Is he pregnant?
Oh, you know, I've been careful. It's just the closer I get home, it's just not the fondest of memories.
Right.
So
If you say so, and she takes a swig from her flask.
just toast a bit. So, you and Baptiste.
Ah, I'm young. He's young now. So,
Indeed.
but with still the experience and wisdom of who he was.
Yeah, but he's also
It's too bad you hate him.
She doesn't hate him. She hates that she doesn't hate him. That's what she hates.
Why can't I quit you?
Yeah.
There's a lot going on right there.
I must say, Miss Alice, when I first met you, you wouldn't have done that at all. All the things.
That's because you haven't seen me around anyone worth a fun night.
I suppose so. But, I gotta say, there's something seems a little bit different about you. It's a bit of a man.
I suppose so, ever since I watched a man's spirit leave his body and look at me before flying off into the afterlife.
So you finally just slowly, the truth kind of unveiled and kind of figured it out.
The only thing that unveiled is what a crazy shithole this world is.
Yeah, that's for certain. It's certainly unexpected.
Yeah. It's weird though. I've changed over the past month, but I feel more me than ever.
You remind me of a friend of mine.
I remind a lot of people of a lot of people.
But I'm just saying that, he wasn't comfortable with himself. He was at first, and then just as he got older, he stopped being comfortable with himself. And seeing this new Alice reminded me of the friend when I first met him. Just happy to be himself. So
Yeah. That was yesterday was the first time I've been on the other side of a camera in 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah. I was 9 or 10, so give or take. But we had a family portrait done, much like we did yesterday, only obviously not nearly as beautiful of a picture because I wasn't the one taking it. And Dad was there. Mom. Chessie was there, but standing off to the side. His family, we got a discount rate, see? Not that we needed it, but it doesn't hurt. You know, those of us that have money like to keep it.
Yeah, I'm very
So-
familiar with that.
We took a family photo, and I do believe that was one of the last pictures I was in until yesterday. Because after that, everything fell apart. So, why commemorate everything that fell apart in my life? Chessie left. Dad left. He came back, but he left. And then when he came back, Mom left. Not that I blame her. See, my father, he's made of money, but he's a typical rich asshole. And all the whores in Dallas knew it. And she says, "Oh, we live in Austin." He took his whoring to Dallas because he thought Mom wouldn't find out. He also thought I wouldn't find out, but smarter than he thinks I am. So, most women of today's age wouldn't mind, but Mom is cut from a different cloth. So, she left. I was maybe 15 at the time. She told me. It wasn't a surprise. She didn't run off in the middle of the night. Well, she did, but from Dad, not me. She told me that she needed to go. And she did. And I got letters from, I don't know where she settled. For a while, I got letters from all over. The East, the West, the North, the South. And then about 5 or 6 years ago, the letters stopped. And the last one, the last letter that she sent me, was from somewhere that I least expected her to go. Came from, of all places, of all the places in the world, New Orleans. I mean, so close. But that was the last letter I got. And it was just like all the other letters. There was nothing different about it. It was just, I love you, I miss you. Typical things. Even when I went to school, she somehow knew. The letters came to the school, wherever I was living. And New Orleans. I mean, for a woman that runs away from a whoring man, why would you go to New Orleans? Because I don't know. But the point is, after that, being in a picture wasn't really something I was interested in. Because my family fell apart. But I made a new one. So I guess that's a step in the right direction.
I'd say so.
Yeah. And Alice takes a swig. She takes like a big swig. And she stands up and claps Lucius on the back. And she says, "Now, I've got an ass to bench." And walks off. And goes looking for Baptiste.
He's sitting at the other end of the carriage with Jett.
I was
want to
right next to you.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Right.
The
Just
whole
across the
time.
table at Denny's.
Lucius, just in case you missed it, she used the word family to describe this group twice in that conversation. You're the only one that heard it. Once when she talked about the picture and once later. So
Also, you get the indistinct feeling that if you tell anybody what she said, she'll kill you.
That's without question. So,
and I think "I feel more me than ever" might be the quote for the night. That's pretty impressive. But anyway,
I've got an ass to pinch. A close
that's
second.
pretty close. It's a pretty close second. Yeah. This episode definitely not for children. Tell Willie everything. No,
I hate that. I hate it.
Willie's watching. With that, that's an evil thought. With that, you guys, the rest of the time passes uneventfully, and you pull into. Well, I guess. Wait a minute. Before we do that, I got to ask: is an ass pinched?
Not yet.
Because we'll have to do a scene if there is going to be an actual ass pinch. I do have to allow him to respond. So
not yet. But she will go sit next to Baptiste.
That vigor roll can just get banked for later.
Yeah. she will go sit next to Baptiste and just
See y'all later.
in the simplest, most extended olive branch way, just offer him a drink. Just doesn't say a word, just sits down and just
Sure. He'll when you come up, he's working on something. He takes the drink and he'll sit in silence with you for a few minutes. And then well, I shouldn't tell you how you take it. So you take it however you want, but he just sort of very, very like calmly and nicely, it's not condescending. It's not trying to teach you anything, but he's actually cleaning and oiling the guns. And he just explains what you do and how you do this and why you do this when you, the process of all of it. It takes like an hour. That's all it is.
She listens, and then when you're done, she takes her gun off of her shoulder and hands it to you. And if you look at it, it's probably one of the cleanest guns you've ever seen.
Stuff.
And it's
like a proper Southern belle would.
It's perfect.
Yeah. It also doesn't get fired that often, so
it's never been shot. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got one zombie on.
Nope. Ryan said that. Baptiste.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
fine. And it's got in the butt of it, there's MO is carved in it.
I'm trying to think if I know what that means, and I don't think I do. So
Missouri. That's all I can think of.
He'll point to that. Someone's initial.
Yes, my mother. This was hers.
Oh.
because it's got like a pearl handle. Like the butt of it is like it's just gorgeous.
It's ornate, yeah.
Yeah.
A family heirloom.
Something like that. And she takes it back and puts it back in its rightful spot.
Oh, that's all coming back. You just gotta know that's all coming back.
Yeah, and she says, she kind of puts it back, and she says, "Sorry, I've got a bit of a temper, especially once I get comfortable with people. I don't mind letting them know when I think they're wrong."
Well, it's there's nothing wrong with a lady asserting herself when she feels it's necessary. Of course, those that are comfortable with you are probably willing to let you know when you might need to calm down. Maybe.
It's dangerous to tell a lady to calm down.
I'm not in this room. I just want to be very clear.
Oh, you specifically said you left, yeah.
Yeah. Nope.
The way I saw it was, there's two guys talking, right? So you were across from each other in those sort of facing each other's seats, having a conversation. She comes in, sits down beside Baptiste. You just stand up and leave the two of them sitting side by side. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she says, don't you know it's
out
dangerous?
the window of a moving train. Yeah.
I would do it.
Phase through the train.
Yeah.
But then he hit the tracks and just...
Yeah.
Oh, what have I given him? He could just back through walls when he's uncomfortable. Just be in another room.
Yeah, Alice does have some questions for him at some point, but
Well, I'm sure that there's plenty of moments in the last few days that have been a little bit out of character. I'm getting used to a bit of newfound energy. I'm used to the fact of having an idea. Wouldn't it be funny to do this? But then it takes so much effort and pain in the knee and a trick ankle to do something as stupid as shoot one of your friends in order to prove a point, that I wouldn't bother, and in the meantime find a very good way of talking about how we shouldn't be so frivolous. Unfortunately, now I can do it just about the moment that I have the thought, and it has caused a couple of problems.
I'll say this. Nothing was more hilarious than when Ellie slapped you both.
It was rightly deserved.
In the moment, it didn't look like you thought that.
Well, I was about to go to the dining car, if you wouldn't mind accompanying me.
Of course, and I imagine she sat because if he was sitting there, then she like pushed him into the booth to sit down
right beside him. Yeah, yeah. You said
so,
beside, so yeah.
Sure.
So she gets up and kind of moves, like gives room to let him get up.
As the gun is away. There's not just gun parts all over the table.
Yeah.
And as he's about to ready to slide that train door thing open, he will turn around and say, I do certainly hope that of the impulsive things I've had the energy to do and then realized they were a mistake, I certainly hope the other day in the car after the fight, well, I certainly hope you don't feel that was a mistake.
Of course not. Time will tell. And she waits for him to turn around, and as he's about to open the door and make a step to the next car, she just pushes
him under the train.
She pinches his ass.
And he sort of hops to the next car.
And if he looks back at her, she's just straight faced, like it never happened.
Hold on a second. I want to try something.
Oh, shit.
Now it's not gonna be what it seems like. Just to grab her hand.
Yep.
What does it seem like?
Well, I didn't
Like
want
he
it
was
to seem
pulling
like
a
I was
gun on
pulling
me.
a gun.
Yeah.
But no, just to be quick enough to grab her hand.
Yep.
Like
give it a
before
little-
I pull back from doing it.
Yep.
And give
you
it a
reach
little
out, honk,
squeeze.
and just grab the hand and a little.
Just a little squeeze, and then I go up to the dinner cart. And as I walk to the dinner cart, I think to myself in my head, gosh, I do wonder what the last 10 minutes between Jett and Miss Ellie have been like.
And as we're walking back there, Alice says, I think you both need to give Miss Ellie an apology.
Y'all don't even know where I am.
Nope.
And to her, I also say, I didn't shoot her.
Oh,
Maybe that's
This
the
is my
quote.
hill. I
One
will fight
apology
and
per day.
die on it.
I
This,
want to be
is the man limit. There's one apology per day, and he used it up on you.
I want to be clear though too. When you say the phrase, it's not what it seems like, and then you roll a quick draw. I didn't think you were pulling a gun. I just heard zip, and I was like,
you.
This is a
I made
slow
him 30,
play. Don't
not
even worry
20.
about it.
Oh dear. Whew.
Yeah, no, I'm 30, not a teenager. I still
Yeah.
need a little bit of wine and dine.
decorum.
You gotta take me out first. You gotta pinch both cheeks before I get going.
You gotta clean my gun.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, we've hit that point already.
we have hit that spot.
Something 6-shooter.
So yeah, if we're doing this,
It hasn't been a 6-shooter in a long time. We should go to break. We should
Oh, don't go to
use
break
this
on
opportunity
6-shooter.
to go to break. Oh,
You know,
that
for a
really
second there,
strict
I was wondering how that bitch got my gun. But we'll clear that up during the break. Hang out. We'll be back in about 20. Anyways, welcome back. Apparently, I was mistaken. It is not my gun. Somebody with similar initials is all. So we cleared that up, and Alice is still among the living. Let's go play.
Alice, you're
on
looking
now.
like you didn't realize that Marty was a god in this world.
Hold
Oh,
on now.
He can make you disappear. He can make you go silent. Oh, he is well and truly a power in this world. Speaking of powers in this world, we're back. We are in the wonderful little town of Cedar City. We're pulling in on the train. Many conversations. Actually, you were absolutely right just before. Is there anything that Jett and Ellie want to talk about before this train pulls into this station?
She's not initiating it, if
Okay.
there is.
I'm
She's still sitting by herself, so.
I'm gonna go ahead and make it easier for all of us and harder on myself, I guess, and say that what I did was I tried to back out of the room when Baptiste and Alice were doing whatever they were doing, and I couldn't. Yeah, well, you know, look, I felt there's a reason I left. So I was trying to get out the door, and I just couldn't. So I just tried to phase through into the next like common room, and then I find out I step back, and then there's just Ellie, and I'm like, howdy, hey. They were talking. I had, yeah. I'm a dumbass, and then I just walk out. That's an apology, right?
She doesn't say anything to him.
Yep. Do you manage to hold a straight face?
Or yeah, no, she's not amused.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, you continue your walk of shame down the rest of the train. See, why am I doing the walk of shame? How did this end up being me?
I didn't shoot me.
I was shot 4 hours ago. No one remembers that, or I guess
barely shot. And really, it's because you didn't phase fast enough. My rolls were excellent, sir.
I didn't.
Good
think you were
day,
gonna
sir.
shoot me through the
I
head.
said good day.
Oh my god. I really am. I forgot that was a qualm I had with him. Was like, why did you shoot me in the head for a test shot? Like,
No, the test shot was in the chest. The second shot was in the head.
and if the
Yeah,
first
and the
one
second
wouldn't
shot
have-
was perfect. I calibrated.
Yeah, right in the eye. Like nothing could have gone wrong there. You only would have lost an eye and part of a brain.
it's all got
He doesn't
Anyway.
have one of those anyways, so.
Oh, there it is. Yep, the burn as he feels that in the
Damn.
back of his head as he walks away down this incredibly short train. He just can't.
That's
get
the
far
second
enough away
time
from
Jett's
everybody.
been shot today.
Yeah. He walks past Lucius, and Lucius just looks up at him and is like, "Don't sit by me, fucker."
No.
He's not
On the
mad at me.
contrary, I'd offer him a drink. It's like, you look like you need a drink.
Are you doing magic? Are you doing that tinkering magic y'all do?
Well, actually, I was just finishing up yours. Would you like to take a look?
I've been looking for the. I don't want to call it proof. I just want to see it happen. You know how it is. You've seen me do it.
So I'm just finishing the final touches on his knife and belt piece.
Okay.
So,
Hey, wait a minute. I don't have a knife anymore.
So you got it sort of covered in front of you as he walks up, because let's do a presentation. What happens when you pull the sheet back and show him? What's there?
Okay, so how should I put this? Just adding certain touches, right? Just like with the tools and stuff like that. And they're small tools, they're not fancy looking, right? And yet it's adding like the strangest touches. Like, how is that even possible to like add that nice design, right? For instance, or like the final few stitches of the belt, for instance, are assembling properly.
So what does the finished product look like?
Okay, sorry.
Well, that's okay.
So what you see is this lovely ghost knife, right? What you saw was very raw in the beginning, but this one has a nice fine finish, nice handle. You have this beautiful belt with this kind of a, let's say, a flowery kind of like vines on the belt.
Mhm.
So it's very lovely. Everything's snug and secure, so just looks like a very well polished piece of artwork, like, but like functional.
Yeah.
So I hand this to you. It's like, there we go.
You made this for me.
Yeah. I even added actually a little raven on there too.
Oh, look at it. It's so. Well, hell, I didn't even. How?
Yeah, it's worked into the steel.
That's gotta be magic. That's crazy. Oh, man, thank you. And I put it on and kind of like look around, trying it, working it around my gun. And I'm just like, that's crazy. How did you learn that? Like, where?
Well, I'm a craftsman. Most underkeepers are craftsmen who are work on like furniture, but I wanted to learn it all, and a lot of it I learned through either my father or my mother. And my mother was this brilliant tinkerer. She would make things like automatons, like hummingbirds from silver, and brass foxes, and it's just come to life, it would almost seem. And that's what got me into tinkering. It's just the wonder of it all. Just seeing faces like yourself, like that awe, doesn't have to be a card trick or a miracle or even your gifts. It can be just something simple.
You know, that makes a lot of sense when you say it like that. You and I aren't that different after all, friend.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, hell, thank you. You want to go grab something to eat real quick? You look like you've been in here for a minute.
Yeah, I'm just actually gonna wrap up these pieces, and I'm gonna give the rest of these gifts out to the group.
All right then. Well, I'll see you
So
down there.
would you like to do that? I mean, we can have us all in the dining car if you want to do the round of everything else.
if you don't
Absolutely.
mind.
Let's do that before we get there. So you guys, well, I guess I should ask. In the dining car, we currently have Alice and Baptiste. The two of you are there dining, one presumes, and in walk the other three. Actually, I should ask. I know two of them are going. Miss Ellie?
I don't
to
know what
eat?
Lucius says to invite her there, so I don't know.
Okay. As you guys walk past, Ellie's
Just
sitting
get
there
hungry.
angry.
Just like, let's get some food. There'll be a surprise in the end.
Sure, Lucius, let's go eat. And just get up and walk past Jett.
Yeah.
I would
Like-
need an explanation on that.
Like,
I'm gonna be
like
honest.
Bang Bang Chicken? Like
Yeah,
the
like-
surprise in the end?
Like what?
Ellie's hungry.
So you guys head back. And it's in some directions it's uncomfortable. The tension in some places is different than it is in other places. But you guys are all sitting in the dining car having your lunch, basically. And Lucius.
So it's like, well, I have a few things for you actually. I'm actually quite proud of what I've made. This one's for you, Ellie. So it's a leather belt, but different. Where like it actually more attaches to the sides of your legs, Ellie. One for a holster for a gun, and the other for like the blade. It's different from Jett's. It has different kind of flourishes, and there's a slight violet kind of color to it actually. And on it actually is a little jackalope I put in there in her blade.
Nice.
And,
It's beautiful, Lucius. How long did it take you to make this?
a while, but it was well worth it.
Well, I really appreciate it. I love it. And I'll put it on.
It's like two belts, right? Like one for each thigh. Is that how you envision it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
And just it's like think like almost a garter belt, but more like the belt around
Just
it
leather
supports
belts
it.
at that.
Yeah.
height. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Modern holster.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't sit up high because you want it down where your hand rests anyway. So yeah.
It also holds a few
Awesome.
bullets as well. So
Very nice. So there's a little series of pockets in the back for 6 rounds, one assumes, with a revolver. So
and
Yeah.
for you, Miss Alice, I'm quite proud of this actually. Are you wearing the red dress, by the way?
She'd probably have some traveling clothes on right now.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, we're gone.
She,
This.
yeah.
That's it. So I'm very proud of this one. I bring out this beautiful red purse to match kind of like your dress, like the same kind of crimson red. It also has gold thread, like kind of stitched across all around the leather. The metal piece is like all gold as well. So everything inside is quite functional. Like you can put perfume, lipstick, a little bit of, there's a secret pocket for money you can put in there. Everything strategically what you would need put in. But there's also a special, something very special about this one. So if you reach in there's a little latch at the very bottom. You just have to put them apart. You grasp it, and then some spikes come at the bottom of the purse. These gold spikes.
Gold, of course, yes.
Yeah. It's painted gold. So you can either keep your hand in there and give a good punch. The purse itself, the chain is actually very sturdy and strong, or you can just twirl it around.
It's a mace purse.
Fantastic.
And Miss Alice, it is the height of fashion. You cannot help but think that the ladies you went to school with would be killing each other trying to get this purse.
Mm-hmm.
And the red is perfect. It is. You don't have to go look at the other dress. It's spot.
Yeah.
There's one thing that you kind of disguised in the pattern is actually a red fox. What I forgot to mention to Jett is that on the other side of the blade there is a wolf that is white.
Alice she looks at it and she says, "Oh, this is a much needed improvement," and she pulls out this hideous bag that she got in Paradise that doesn't match anything, and she dumps it like she just kind of dumps it out, and like there's imagine there's like little tiny shards of glass from where she's broken multiple perfume bottles.
Yep.
And like
And shanked somebody.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's happened more than a few times. It's fine.
Oh,
There's
I
some
forgot.
stitches popped because you live hard, and this purse has been through hell with you. So yeah.
Yeah. And a little gunpowder from when she had some dynamite in here at one point. And like there's just
I forgot to mention that the purse, because it's made for combat, it's also easy to clean for obvious reasons. And
It's leather.
waterproof.
Yeah, blood comes off leather real good.
yeah, right. And she transfers everything over, and then she takes this hideous purse that she got in Paradise and just throws it out the window of the train.
Good riddance.
Yes, that was
No,
I have to do a one shot about the group of gophers at the bottom of this canyon. Discover the remains of Miss Alice's purse and worship it as a god. Okay,
right.
never mind.
For Baptiste, you've already received my gift, but I took the liberty while you were away. I actually carved a gray hawk on the Bible, your book. So just over there, just adding finishing touches. I was in a hurry last time. I didn't know whether you were gonna just go out in the west and we never see you again.
I appreciate the thought and love of defacing the word of God that you put into this, Lucius. I really do.
Oh dear.
You know, it's funny. Before I met you all, I stopped tinkering for the longest time, actually. So you all
And you guys,
inspired-
this Lucius is shaved. The ponytail's gone. He's all cleaned up. He's standing up straight in front of you. He's going home and clearly doesn't want to. And in the midst of that, he's given you all these amazing gifts. And as you think about that, the train, if I may, pulls into Cedar City.
As it starts to pull in, Alice says, "Lucius, these are beautiful. Should we, before we come to a stop, does anyone have any business they need to take care of here in Cedar City?"
I might need to just swing by the sheriff's office for a moment to make sure that something by way of an apology gets handled, but it shouldn't take more than about 15-20 minutes.
I have something quick also. I need to send a telegram.
Mhm.
Actually, I need to send a couple of telegrams.
Absolutely.
Are we not going to look into this missing soldier at all? Are we just gonna let that slide?
Well, if that's a bit of what my excursion is about. Now, if you actually do think that there's something worth looking into, then we can have that discussion. But I'm just doing what I can to make sure that these idiots don't get themselves shot.
Oh, you mean running like this doesn't allow them to not get shot?
How? I can't see because I mean this in no disrespect, but the big old token's in the way.
Yep.
How far is Cedar City from Fort 51?
It's less
Not
than a
far
token
at all.
length away.
Almost
It
as far
is
as
quite
your
a small
town,
distance.
actually.
Okay, I'm interested.
Yeah, it's quite close because this is the support town for this group of this militia that keeps this fort.
Oh. The black and white map, it is much farther than it is on the color map.
So, yeah, I'll just say
that. Yeah.
It's like 75 miles ish.
that's a lot further.
It's a short ride. It's a short train ride away. That is exactly how far away it is.
Yep.
One
Then,
short
yeah,
train ride.
I'll just say
It's like one of the puddle jumper planes where you don't actually hit cruising altitude.
Like flying from Vancouver to Victoria. It's only, I think, like 22 miles. You just sort of, it's more like a hop.
Yeah.
So,
It's like a 3-minute flight.
I might want to inquire just to see what, I hate to leave these, well, I don't want to call them morons, that'd be rude, but these poor young people, I don't want to leave them out in the rain,
Oh, they're not going to be in the rain at all. They should be very safely and well housed with 3 hots and a cot, as some might say.
Marshal, Kevin, if I may,
Yeah.
I just excuse me for just about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Excuse me.
So speaking of which, of 3 hots and a cot, and what are we going to do with the morons? 2 things sort of simultaneously. As the station comes into view, the cart ahead of you, full of the persons that you don't want to call morons, starts to chant, "Aliens, aliens, aliens."
You don't want to call
aliens."
them morons?
And you tilt to sort of look out the window, and you can see, because there's a bit of a curve in the track, you can see the station ahead of you, and on the platform of the station there is it's a posse. There's one fella with a big white hat who appears to probably be the sheriff or marshal, and then there's half a dozen other fellows sort of standing around with rifles and pistols and clearly watching the train as it approaches.
Alice, what in the world do you think they're looking for?
Oh, I have a decent idea, and I get near I do the thing where you lean off the side of the train until it's at a safe speed, and then I hop and go into a jog over to the... I'll be back!
What?
Yep.
What?
Impulse control. All gone. Impulse control. All gone. Bye-bye.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
All
makes-
gone.
He
Bye-bye.
swings out the open door of the carriage and hits the ground running in cowboy boots, which is tough to do.
that man's a bad influence,
Alice says he certainly is.
which is a great segue into I'm sorry. And I really don't think there's anything else I can say that's even worth your time. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll try to do better because that was bad. And I know it. And I'll leave it at that. And I jump off the... No, I'm kidding. I don't
He phases through the floor.
It just,
Yeah.
drop.
Well, you're right about one thing. Anything else is not worth my time. But as long as you do better.
I will try my darndest.
Alice
That's
says,
not I forgive you. That's you better keep your word.
That's fair.
Alice says, have you ever thought about what happens if you phase through something and then get stuck?
Marshal, Kevin, have I done this? Because I know what happens as a player, but I don't know if
You have no clue. These skills do not come with instructions. That's what I decided when I gave you this shamanic teaching. She shows you how to do something, but she doesn't show you the limits of how it works. You still have yet to do one of them on your own.
I'm gonna assume it would either hurt or I become one with something else, and I probably don't want that.
We should be cautious, especially. I know it makes you tired when you do it.
I get so sleepy.
If you were to fall asleep in the middle of it and get stuck in a desk.
Yeah, I don't
Or
know how to
something.
help you from that.
Be one hell of a nap. I don't know.
And splinters on the inside. Ow.
Yeah. Instead of a dirt nap, it'd be a desk nap.
I don't know. I mean,
Put 'em on wheels. We'll just push them around.
yeah, I'd say we could figure it out, but last time I tested that didn't go so well. So we'll figure it out if it happens, because any other way of finding out is probably not good. So let's just try not to.
Baptiste, you come jogging to a stop just before the train does, up to what is clearly the sheriff. You can see this close. He's got the badge. Do you have your just regular sheriff and badge on?
Yeah.
The one that goes with the identity you used in the telegram.
Well, he uses his real name. I think it's
Would you say
I think it's
Tennessee badge?
Kansas City.
Kansas City badge.
Kansas.
Right, okay. Yeah, he recognizes you right away as not as you, but as the likely person who sent this message. Sees you coming. Yeah.
So as I walk up, sort of in a louder voice for the posse, sort of saying, "Now, all right, it's a group of young pups, and they really just need to have things explained to them in the way that a few nights of nothing but the best and finest of cold oatmeal and a warm, lovely bed in your," and then waves the sheriff over off a little bit further away. Like, "Look, Sheriff, I do hate to be duplicitous, and I hope you'll forgive me if there's anything that I can do, but these boys are just a bunch of idiots, and I'm not really sure what else is going to stop them. But if you can just keep them locked up for a few days, it'll seem like a dumb idea, and I'm happy to remunerate the good sheriff's department of your county for any expenses incurred, as well as buying their tickets back to Denver.
And
Professional favor."
You hear behind you one of the posse say, "What the fuck?" And you turn around and they're coming off the train one at a time.
Yep.
And the sheriff looks at you and looks at them and looks at the posse and says, "Just arrest them, boys. Don't beat none of them up."
I appreciate it.
And they kind of, that's an op, like that's the look of like sheer terror, like that's a possibility. These guys could beat us. These are big men. And yeah, they go quietly. One of them rattles on about something about, "My dad's a lawyer," and one of the posse says, "Oh, we kill the ones whose fathers are lawyers," and you don't hear that voice about "my dad's a lawyer" anymore. And they are all herded off in one gaggle. There's never been a better word. A gaggle of morons down the street to the local police station. They're already like, they've given up on getting away. They're talking about, "When do we get fed? We're really hungry. Nobody fed us on the train."
You just ask. All you had to do was ask. Chad, come on. On his way back,
The train comes to a stop.
once the rest of the group is in sight, Baptiste will sort of just not getting too close, but to Ellie say, "It was the best solution I could come up with in transit." Perhaps I acted a little rashly. And goes back to his cabin.
And they're being, just this flock is being herded into town.
Ellie's she's just gonna look at Alice and when your actions say one thing, but your words say another.
Well, I imagine it can't be easy having not been able to do anything you've wanted for a long time.
No. So if he gets himself killed doing something impulsive, I'll be more understanding.
Exactly.
But when he endangers someone I care about, as well as encourages a group of young, idiotic children to go running into fire with their middle fingers up, then I have a problem.
He did fix that, though.
Yeah. And hopefully next time when he does something impulsive, because he didn't learn his lesson, he'll be able to fix that too without bloodshed.
He did just jump off the train.
It'd been funnier if he didn't land it. And then I just go and sit down.
She says, Alice is no argument here.
Ooh, how long have we got here at this train stop?
How long do you need? It's only got one more stop.
2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I asked the first. I assume I'll need the second, but I might not. The first is looking out. Can we see? Because I know we're at the town. Can we see the fort from here?
No. This area, this is Nevada. This is a desert. This is sand dunes and rock walls and hoodoos and all that sort of wonderful sort of wind and water eroded landscape. It's very bumpy and lumpy. Plus it's, sort of a couple hours away. So 20, 30 miles away at least.
All right.
But the train does only go there. So, you could always...
Oh, wait, it doesn't go. I thought we were on the train to Los Angeles, and this was just...
you are, but this is just sort of a little side path. If you look on the map, because now that I've moved the token, you can see Cedar City's there. Fort 51 is at the end of the line. You're going to have to, once you're done, you're going to have to come back up here and then go back down to the end of the line that ends up there.
So I feel like I'm off on some wrong track. So we're going to 451 on this train.
Yes, if you stay on this train, that's the only place left for it to go.
Yeah.
And I guess I looked to there. So we're going there? Is that what we're doing? Because I thought we were going somewhere else. I don't know. Did I miss something?
I don't know. I personally, am always interested in whatever mysteries and stories I can find. But
hey, there's somebody.
There are 7 missing soldiers. So
that's my prerogative.
My prerogative.
I'm just like, that's my concern. I'm all about mystery too. They might know magic. I don't know if there's aliens.
I mean, aliens certainly would know magic, I imagine.
That's presumptuous though.
Oh, was that
about this time I come back
was that
off the train
was that
with my
Herbert
bags.
or was that Asimov that said sufficiently advanced science
Asimov
is indistinguishable from magic.
Indistinguishable from magic. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I knew it was one of them. I read them both. Lots. Anyway, back to this game.
But I'm not opposed to going.
I would like to go.
Lucius,
missing soldiers.
The staff of the train comes back. Not the guy that's driving it, but the conductor comes back into your cart, and you're the only ones left on the train now. And he says, normally we only take members of the militia from here, but I understand you're going to investigate. Most of them boys are from here.
That is
their parents are working.
That's what it is that we're trying to figure out at the moment.
Well, to Area 50, Fort 51.
Yeah, I'll take you as close as I'm allowed. I mean, if we don't go all the way there, even we're not allowed in.
Well,
But I can get you within shooting distance of the gates.
It's what we're trying to figure out right now. Either way, I have some business to do in town.
I don't really have an objection. Yes, I'm in a hurry to go to Los Angeles, but why not go for a little small detour, a little adventure?
What would you like to get done, Miss Alice? You were talking about sending some telegrams, right?
Yes. I need to send 2.
Okay.
The first one is going to Austin. It's going to Dad.
Oh, by the way,
Oh.
that is the third time tonight you've used the word Dad instead of calling him by his first name.
Yeah. She kind of
just to mention, I noticed it. So
she just kind of goes back and forth.
okay, because you never did before, so that's really interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So what are you saying to Dad?
In the actual telegram,
Yep.
it says Lewis.
Of course it does. Yeah.
Lewis, stop. In Cedar City, on the way further west. Is there any update on the situation you caused?
Fair. Yeah.
Stop.
Hurtful but fair. Yeah.
I tried to find another way to put it, and there's just no other way that she would put it.
She's with her father. She's still Alice, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And then it says, I've been thinking maybe it's time you dig yourself out of your own messes.
Oh.
Alice, stop. And that's it.
Okay. And the second one?
The second one is going back to Dodge City.
Okay.
Back to Hartsford Academy. And it says, Dean Dodgerson. We haven't spoken in a while. Need help finding Ghost Steel. Huge investment opportunity. Moving photos. Headed to Los Angeles. Alice
All right.
O'Hare.
Yep. And you can send both those off. I mean, they're in all likelihood the telegraph office would be at the train station. They usually run the telegraph lines right down the train station, so right
That's
down the
fine.
train lines. So, yep. Again, not something you're going to get a response to right away. It's not a cell phone call, but you send them.
And I will actually, I'm going to add it. I'm going to addendum
Yep.
that.
Of course.
She'll actually add a line at the end. P.S. Please return this to the city of Los Angeles. And she's going to send him one of the daguerreotype plates with the pictures on it.
Okay. Which one?
The one of the train with the smoke billowing.
Okay. The one that Dan was busy throwing water on so it would steam more.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
At least I think that was a daguerreotype one.
Yep.
Yeah. So she'll send that
If it
and
wasn't,
say,
it is
please
now.
send back.
Right.
And then another line that's like, seriously, send it back. Not playing with you, Dean.
Because you would have to mail that. I mean, that's not
Yeah.
something that could be, you send the telegram parcel incoming or something, and you mail
Yep.
this off. They can do that too, because it's going to go out of here on the train.
Yeah. And on the parcel, in the parcel that she sends, there's a little note that says, never let the facts get in the way of a good story.
I am struck for personal reasons. Thank you. You might not even know what you just did there.
And I have an
you
idea.
probably don't. Anyway.
But yep, that's it. And that's it. That's all she wanted to do. She just wanted to tell Dad he's an idiot. And
you're on your own, old man. I'm about to be rich and you're on your own.
Yep.
All right. Anybody else? Yeah.
Would there be a way? Because is there a train going directly to Los Angeles?
It doesn't go all the way there. No.
I see,
No
it doesn't
trains go all the way there. The track that you're on is the one that's going to get you closest.
Right.
It gets within 15 or 20 miles.
I'm just trying to think if I can send a letter perhaps ahead of.
You can, but it's probably not going to get there a whole lot faster than you are.
Yeah, good point. So I guess a telegram will have to do. I don't even know.
That absolutely you can do.
Okay.
To City of Los Angeles, one presumes. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
I write.
I'll take all the lackeys we can get. That's their name. It wasn't being rude.
To Auntie Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
I got your message, but I'm still coming home. I'm not running anymore. I'll see you soon. If you feel it necessary, burn this message.
And when you walk over to the counter with that one, the person behind the counter looks at the address or that's being sent to Los Angeles and says to you, I can send this, but we haven't got anything back from them in like 10 days. No responses to anything. Any of their locations. There's half a dozen of them down there.
That's fine. Somehow, I think the message will be found in a different way.
And they take the message and convert it, and far away in a very empty office that you have no idea. Beep, 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 beep. And the dust settles around the transponder, and no one laughs, no one looks, no one picks it up. But you wouldn't know that. Your message is sent. So, anybody else before we head out?
I just want to ask the conductor
Sure.
when we're about to leave. I'm like, this fort.
Yeah.
Are these people reasonable? I mean, did they shoot on sight? Like, if they're, I don't know, how would they be crazy enough? Say there was a bird flying by, would they just shoot that bird for no reason?
I don't think so. That just walk up to the gate and tell them why you're there, and they'll either let you in or they won't.
That's fine. I was just trying to get a feel on the situation. Thank you, sir. And I just walk off.
You heard any of the rumors of what they doing in there?
As far as I'm concerned, sir, they're probably just some interesting folks who've stayed a little cooped up a little too long.
They're testing weapons for both armies. Playing
Now-
both sides of the coin.
Now that is interesting. And it's even more interesting that you chose to tell me.
I just want you to know what you're walking into. There's a lot of foolish talk about what's going on out there. Them boys that we had arrested, you wonderful smart fellas. I don't know who you was and put them in jail, but they were going to get themselves killed.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll figure it out. They'll probably be reasonable to our cause.
Yeah, just don't run in with your fingers sticking up, I think, is probably the lesson we learned here today.
Yes, sir.
You see all kinds on the train. Oh, man. I can't wait till they invent the bus. He does not say that. I fell out of character to say that. And if no one has anything further in the town of Cedar City, messages are sent. The train chugs out of town, now bereft of all life except for the conductor. The two in the front run the train, one of them shoveling the coal, the other one running the train itself. And the five of you as it clatters south into the desert. After a fairly short trip, you arrive at the end of the line, quite literally the end of the line, where the tracks come along, and then there's a by now familiar big X made out of ties that blocks the end to keep the cars from going too far. This one doesn't have anybody nailed to it, so that's nice. But the train comes to a stop, and you see the coal man shoveling, and you realize that to get out of here, he's going to have to back up all the way through Cedar City and back to the junction before he can start to go forward again. And you see him, he leans out of the window of the engine and yells above the noise, "They told you we're not staying, right?"
When is it that you'll be back?
When we get a telegram to come and pick them up.
Well, okay then. All right.
That's suitable.
You just send them a quick message and then they come by and pick you up and give you a lift. What a wonderful idea.
Yes, it's uber cool.
Oh. And it won't be made legal in British Columbia until 2 weeks ago, believe it or not.
Huh. Who knew that they hated trains?
Everybody knew.
And with that, the train backs away from you, leaving you just in sight of this fort. And I mean, it's a fort. It is wooden trees cut into pointy stick palisades, kind of Wild West fort, with them all tied together with rope. There's watchtowers at each corner that you can see, and there is a gate facing you. And that gate is open about 5 feet. The wind is blowing, the dust is coming across the desert. There's no one visible in the gatehouse. There's no one visible on the towers.
Jett, it may be worth at this point, do any of us actually have any reason to be able to ask for and expect to receive answers from a military installation? I suppose one of those badges is from Nevada.
No. I got Arizona, though, and we're pretty close. I could say that... Actually, is it reasonable to say that this might be one of the nearest fortresses in the area?
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
from Prescott?
Yep. Absolutely, yeah. Especially that's not associated with either the southern, well, in this case, it was not associated with the southern armies. Because if you notice, you're outside of their realm now.
Suppose if
that
you
is actually technically part of the North states.
Suppose if you're chasing your Suggins out of the Arizona territory. I mean, so at least we have some semblance of legitimacy here.
As much as you can have coming here, probably. Still feels like a trap.
From the direction the train is now backing away, it's starting to build up some speed, but let's everybody give me a scrutinize roll.
I was just about to put points into that, and then we started talking about something before stream, and I didn't.
So that's a no. That's a yes. That's a no.
Do you mind rolling for me? My mouse is acting up.
Yeah, no problem. What is your scrutinize?
My scrutinize
Actually,
is... Sorry.
No, Baptiste, the gate's over there.
Yeah. I'm watching the train.
And that's after I put points in it. My scrutinize is up to 5.
Yeah, I need to put some chips.
Yeah,
in
you didn't get that either. So, Miss Ellie, you are the only one that sees it. As the train is backing away out of the steam and the dust and the smoke that's blowing out around the engine, you see a familiar shirt with a familiar idiot in it as he drops out of the front carriage of the train and starts running headlong towards the gate with his hands outstretched, screaming, "Aliens!" You guys didn't check to see if they all came out of the cart.
Wow.
But you are between him and the gate. But you're the only one that sees it.
Stop him.
Yeah,
Rush at him to stop
yeah,
him.
I'm not even gonna like say anything to the other. As soon as I see him, like my eyes just suddenly go like wide, and I just like book it forward.
No, same. Same.
Give me a
Lassoing. Woo,
he's gonna try to
Jett.
lasso him. Yeah.
What do I do?
Just give me a deftness check, please, Miss Ellie. Okay, so yeah, you just rush him, you said?
Yeah,
And what when you get to him, he's still charging. He's not even looking at you. What are you doing?
I punch him in the face.
Okay. Snaps him out of it. And he, oh! And then the lasso lands around his head and sucks his hand to his face. And Jett's got him by the lasso.
You're lucky that's all that happened to you, you damn fool.
We're going to see the aliens.
You're gonna get yourself shot, and you're gonna get all of us killed as well.
I'm sorry.
I feel like we kind of deserve this berating, I say to Babty.
Can you let me go, please? I can still catch the train if I run. I'm sorry.
I not a Jett.
How do I loosen a lasso from 20 feet away? Do I?
Don't.
Roll
You
me
don't.
lassoing again.
You don't. That's not how a lasso works.
Well, I'm right
Oh,
next
yeah.
to him, so I can
But
just.
this
pull it
is a
off.
story. Yeah,
just
you go.
kinda-
I got this. Flip, 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 and it doesn't work.
You need
And
an
have to walk
unlassoing
over
stat.
Yeah, I'm next to him, and I'll just.
I just
You
pull him
pull it
over.
up, and he
Pull it
kind of
up.
leaves his hand there and turns around and starts running after the train. And kind of without thinking about it, you see his arms start to drift out behind him.
Oh.
And he's last seen Naruto running after the train into the distance.
And you think about what you've done.
I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna stare at Baptiste. I'm just gonna say,
I knew it.
I did my best. No, he was hiding in a baggage carousel somewhere.
I didn't shoot you.
Didn't shoot you. I don't say. He doesn't say I didn't shoot you.
And you guys.
He may be impulsive,
just
but he's a little bit
thinking,
smarter
like-
than that.
while he's like rambling, like I'm giving him the look that I gave Carson when he like broke something and was like, yeah, but this thing happens. Then this, like the look of you're an idiot 10-year-old who needs to learn to smarten up and stop being a dumbass. Like that's all the look I give him of just
Yeah.
you know better.
Oh, let's go save these soldiers. He walks back to the gate.
And as you guys walk to the gate, we will fade to black for the evening. We didn't even get there. We didn't even get to the gate.
He got there. It's fine.
Hey,
We're
we got through 2 days.
Yes,
in
you did.
the game.
We
Yep.
got
More than
through,
we-
like an order of magnitude is different. As
Absolutely.
Far as
I was gonna follow it up by saying, and I wouldn't change a thing. That was a wonderful session. The character development is just screeching. All 5 rails are just character developing and just. It's so amazing. I've lost my words, and that's saying something for me. I'm pretty much made of words. Speaking of words, 2 of them come to mind. Thank and you. First for this bunch, and then for you guys over on Twitch, and then again for you guys watching on YouTube eventually. But with me tonight, let's do it in reverse order just to be different. Way down in the bottom corner, Lucius, played by Lessamax. Thank you so much. That was I've been waiting for those items to come out for quite a while. I've known
You've
about them
been
for-
waiting.
I've known about them for months, and I've been trying to give you a tinker in time when we finally got it.
Thank
done.
you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, wonderful. That's awesome. And then Jett, played by Sky. Oh, thank you again. And what are you doing when you're not here?
I'm
We're doing this
helping.
now.
I'm helping with Miss Sarah and Mr. John work over on our very fine YouTube. So go check us out over there if you want to see our Too Many Warlocks campaign, our Mercenaries of Mischief campaign, all the Deadlands you could possibly want, and all our one-shots that we've had.
All those lovely one-shots, yes. You guys just recently posted the second part of Mercs of Meowschiff, is that correct?
That
Yeah,
one came out of, I think last
Just
week
a
or the
couple
week
weeks
before.
ago, yeah. Awesome. Oh, so much fun. Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. I'm not a cat person, and I enjoyed it. That's how good that was. You should all go and watch it, even dog people. Miss Alice tonight was played for us, as always, by Sarah. Thank you so much. You are also editing our YouTube stuff.
Yep, there is
and,
editing happening.
wonderful. And we've still got projects in the works. I think we can still
Yep.
say that. Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yep.
Yeah. Stay tuned for future developments. Other than that, watch these two and our wonderful off-screen producer Jonathan have been working their butts off to get this YouTube channel to the place where it is now, and it's stunning. We are over 2,000. Yeah, over 2,000 subs now, and it's just getting better every day, and that's amazing.
The YouTubes.
The YouTubes are flying, all the tubes, all of them. Now, on a totally different level, like literally one level up in this game, Miss Ellie, played for us by Hannah. Thank you so much for tonight. I enjoy playing with you because you will step into a scene just like here's one, bang, let's do it. I never have to fight to get you into a scene, and that's a wonderful thing. Thank you for that. Where's her head at?
Right
Was
now
she
it's
expecting to be a
just
mom at this point? The two big idiots? Yeah.
oh, she is not gonna be a mom. She's just gonna be pissed.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
No, she's protective, and she's like, I am worried about you getting killed from other people.
Yeah, and
Don't
then you
be
just
killed by
made a promise
yourselves.
you just made a promise to Raven last week, so to keep Jett alive, and then he damn near died right in front of you again. So yeah, big sister. Yes, chat said big sister is a better phrase. Yeah, I like that. And last but definitely not least, Baptiste Saint Laurent, the man who keeps trying to do good and it keeps going wrong. Played for us by Ryan at Roll for Initiative fame. What are you guys doing over there recently?
Let's see. Well, today we just dropped our video. Tuesdays is our videos. And it was really cool. Dawn, who has dyslexia, does a review of sheets that are made specifically for players that have dyslexia. So, gaming is for everybody, and a little bit of accessibility. And so she's got those. So if you go and check us out there, maybe find a sheet that makes it easier for you to play.
Absolutely. All about the ease of play. It also helps if you find a game master who forgets that there are stats and doesn't make you roll for anything. That's also very, very useful.
You hear that, Skylar? He doesn't make you roll for anything.
Yeah,
Never,
it's weird.
Never. Yeah. Oh, those 2 10s. Oh, when the dice, the game is working when the dice work with you and just help you tell the story. Oh. Speaking of telling the story, I keep forgetting to do me in these, and it's been pointed out to me in the past. So I will remember this week. Sundays and Mondays, you should pop onto this channel and watch the Mercs of Mischief on Sunday and the Too Many Warlocks team on Monday, run by the wonderful, marvelous, charming, skilled, and I hope he doesn't kill me next week, Puck, Lord of Chaos. And then we do this here on Tuesdays, and then on Thursdays over on my Twitch channel, Dirty 20 Gaming, me and 3 other friends play Iron Sworn in co-op mode. And if you want to see what happens when 4 storytellers and no plot happens, come and check us out. It's getting pretty exciting. So with that, oh man, what a week. Thank again, everybody, all of you guys, all my co-creators. Thank you. Big thank you to production, Jonathan, Marty, Larch, and company. We appreciate it very much. And with that, I guess I really might shoot you next week. Good night.
Candace and Dave were fighting zombies on a jet black hill at the end of days. Shut up in their wedding now, they're kind of dreading the zombie apocalypse on their wedding day. Abe had swords, he saved them.